the 20th Sunday of Ordinary Time on the 20th of August. That's a bit unusual, but interesting in some ways. I highly recommend the first reading of today's liturgy for a context for the gospel. Maybe a question to start. Why is what is different challenging or difficult, and sometimes insulting? Why do we have a difficulty with what is different, unusual? And that's a little bit of what is in the first reading, the welcoming of newcomers to the people, God's people, Israel. And we welcome them, of course, but they have to observe our Jewish traditions, Sabbath, sacrifices, and be conformed to what we are. We're special. We are the people of God, and anybody else is different, is not really of the people of God. Well, that's the way the readings can appear. And what do you do with foreigners? We'll come back to that. Matthew's Gospel, a little Bible 101 here. Matthew's Gospel was written based on the oral tradition, but written for the people of Israel, the people of Jerusalem and the surrounding areas, that the new revelation of Jesus was in terms of the Jewish traditions. But there's something new. And of course, the tension in Matthew's Gospel is there are certain people in the Jewish tradition, the leaders, that are very opposed to Jesus, who is, in a way, not asking people to be Christians, believe it or not, but asking the people of Israel to be the new people of Israel, to let Jesus be the final covenant of affirmation about who are the people of God, who are the holy people. Maybe an image might help. I was thinking, if you can imagine a globe and you shine a flashlight on one particular part of the globe, let's say in the Middle East, along the Mediterranean, right there, and the beam goes right there, and the light is only on that part of the globe, the rest it can be in darkness. And that's the way the Matthew's Gospel, the people of Matthew's Gospel saw the light of God shining on them, illuminating them, was meant only for them. And Matthew's Gospel is saying, yes, Jesus embraces what you were as the people of God and are even more the people of God. Jesus has come to you in terms of you, in terms of your traditions and scriptures, fulfilling all that was predicted. But the light is moving on, moving outside. And of course, then the question, why is it difficult to deal with what's different? And so the gospel today, and we'll come back to that question, the gospel today is Jesus is with his disciples, and there's a woman, a foreigner, a Canaanite, a different person, and Jesus has nothing to do with her. I am sent for the people of this specific God tradition, the light. I have come for the lost sheep of Israel, it would say. I have come only for the people of God. And she has a daughter who is possessed and is desperate out of motherly love. And Jesus doesn't say anything to her. And the disciples say, tell her to go away. She doesn't belong to us. She's different. She's a foreigner. And we don't have anything to do with them. And she really makes a second plea. And Jesus says something that can seem very harsh. He said, I have come to feed the people of God, not you. And she says, yes, but even the dogs eat from the master's scraps. Can't I have a little bit of the light? Can't I have a little bit of the healing? Can't I have a little bit of the power that you have been given? And Jesus says, yes, you can. Your faith in me and my power and the God that I am, the incarnate Word of, I have come for you too. So it's a big switch from the light shining just on Israel, and now Jesus is slowly moving that the people of God are the world. And so that phrase at the end of the first reading becomes very important, that my house shall be called a house of prayer. The house is not the people of Israel. It's not the temple. It's not the synagogues. The house of God is the world to whom and to which Jesus comes as light. That's really the part of the gospel that's very important. It's a movement from isolation, insulation, to the generosity of God, to the who belongs to God. All of us. Well, that's a big switch for the people of Jesus' time to hear, that the Canaanites, of all people, how different they are. Why is it difficult to accept what's different? What's interesting in the United States, it's been determined that half the members of the Catholic Church in the United States are Hispanic. Different, unusual language, skin color, traditions. Why don't we like what's different? Hatred, suspicion, prejudice needs distance. Keep them away, and if you let them get too close, it's not good. Why? Why isn't it good to have what is different? Jesus was very different. And the God we deal with, there's a Latin phrase, taliter, holy, aliter, totally different. And God is so different to embrace what is different. And we want God to confine the light just to a specific group. We want prosperity for a specific group. Why do we not like what's different? Why didn't the people of Israel like what Jesus was saying? Because it asked them perhaps to be changed. And what is different might show that what is convenient or usual for us is really not helpful. That there's more to life, or there's more to relationships, there's more to ourselves by being exposed to what's different. And I don't like what's to be changed in me. I don't like to change attitudes. Don't come close because you might change me. That might be the cause of prejudice and separation. You will invite me to change my attitudes, maybe towards myself. And that's what Jesus did. Jesus calmed the woman's daughter, healed her from her demons. We have to be healed by our demons from this person of Jesus that says, open your arms a little wider, open your eyes a little brighter. I have come that you might grow, might be created, and not just to affirm you and confirm you in your unique but limited idea of yourself and definitely of others. And maybe the challenge is, do I let anything new? Do I let anyone new? Do I let anyone different from me of language, color, traditions? Do I let them close? Why and why not? Why do we want them stay in that neighborhood? Stay in that church? Jesus came to continue God's creation of us, of the people of Israel, to let the light embrace the whole world, including you and me. We have to let him get close. He is the one that does the close. He comes close. We have to let him in that we might let his sisters and brothers, different though they might be, to let them in and perhaps to continue God's creation of me by their being different.